Hi, good morning, everyone. This is Scarlett Chu, and this is my sister, Krizzy, and we're going to discuss about bar review tips for retakers. As far as I'm concerned, majority of the bar review tips you've seen online is mostly for first takers, and I think we don't really have anything specifically made for retakers because there are also a lot of retakers taking the bar exam, and I think that's going to be a big help because this is going to be more of a reassessment of their previous bar review. Because as a retaker, you shouldn't be doing the same things you did on your last bar exam. It's more about reassessing of what do you think the factors and everything that really hampered your chances of passing the bar exam. And I think having someone who is a retaker and also a very close person to me, my sister, who's also a lawyer. She took the bar exam twice. So let me welcome our guest, Attorney Krizzy Itaw. That's our surname. So I'm actually Carlo Itaw. So he's going to help me discuss about her experience as a retaker because I took the bar exam one time and I don't think I'm the one capable to really discuss about retakers tips. I think she's the one capable of discussing about it. So can you introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Mary Krizzy Itao. I am a relatively new as a lawyer. I passed the 2019 bar exams. The bar results was released on April 29, 2020, on the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. I am, as what my brother has said, I took the bar two times. I took the bar first on 2018 together with him. Sadly, I did not pass the bar exam. So I took my chances again in the 2019 bar exam, and then thank God I really passed the bar exam. So I am now working in the government, but I cannot tell you what government agency it is. But for now, I am almost in my 2 years in legal practice.
So for this bar review tips, I actually made a questionnaire where some lawyers answered their experience and such. So I already compiled some questions, and so I will flash their answers in the screen, and she will also answer her questions because she is with me personally. So I had with me my phone, so I had with me the questions. So I think we're going to start now. What did you feel when you failed the previous bar exam?
For all those who really did not pass the bar exams on their first day, you will really feel bad for yourself, but more on the side of your family. They feel that they will be disappointed in you, but at the end of the day, I wasn't really that feeling bad because I was somewhat expecting the results of the bar exam. However, I still felt very sad because my mother was crying out loud during that time.
So I think it's actually very important for the retakers or the people who took the bar exam and failed that they would acknowledge their feelings of sadness or grief or anger, because I think that's very important when it comes to moving forward. I think that's probably one of the hindrance why some still don't really pass the bar exam because they haven't moved forward on their past failures, and I think having a space of yourself wherein you sulk or feel sad about it, I think that's really going to help a lot of retakers. So,
Yes.
do you agree with that one?
Yes. In the first place, it is very normal to feel very sad, disappointed in yourself, and that you must acknowledge that fact. You may also feel very bitter to your peers who passed the bar exam, but of course, after feeling those feelings of sadness, grief, and bitterness, you should move on so that you will be able to go greater heights.
When and how did you decide that you're going to retake the bar exam? So I feel like this question is also one of the most very important because I think this is going to decide how are you going to take your bar review. So it's more of a timeline because some people decide late that you're going to take the bar exam, and that's going to really ruin the chances of passing the bar exam. So what do you think about that?
Well, I think it's true that you must think and rethink when are you going to retake the bar exam. In my case, at first, I really do not want to retake the bar exam first because I feel like there's too many books to read again, considering that I have read it for the last 6 months before taking the exam on the November. But however, my brothers convinced me to take the bar exam again, and my mother too. So yes, I decided. So when you decide to retake again, you must always think that when you retake, it is already the exam that you are going to pass. This is because I have friends who are also retakers, and they will say that they will retake the exam because they want to try to pass the bar exam, which is very wrong because in the first place, taking the bar exam, retaking it is a very hard thing to do, and that you take the exam because you want to pass the exam. So your resolution must be very definite as regards to retaking it. If you want to retake, your goal is to pass, not to try to pass the bar exam.
So how many days do you think after the failing of the bar exam should you decide? Like after you fail the bar exam, you cry, and after that, how many days you should decide that I'm going to retake the bar exam?
As for me, the bar exam was released on May 3, I guess, or 2, last 2019. When it was released, it took me at least 2 days to think that I will retake the bar exam. And then after thinking that I will retake the bar exam, I immediately thought of the books that I have to read. I texted my classmates who also retook the bar exam and successfully passed it on their second take. And then I told myself that I must review on this certain date and that and such and that. So after 1 week from the bar exam, I already started reviewing for at least 2 hours after work at that time. So I think it really depends on you, but as much as possible, you do not soak too much, for at least give at least 5 days or 3 days from the result of the bar exams to put your thoughts into a solid thought so that you will be able to really grasp the things that you will do after your failure.
How were you able to cope with the failing the exam? What coping techniques can you suggest to the retake? I think sometimes the questions aren't really very related to the tips, but I think coping techniques because of failure, I think that's really going to help people adjust on the retaking. So what do you think about coping techniques when you fail the bar exam? So what can you suggest to the viewers?
Yes. For those who want to retake the bar exam or already had a resolution to take it, first and foremost, you must accept that you failed the bar exam. The stigma is there, but of course, it is within you if you want to deal with the stigma that you are a bar examinee failure. Also, it helped me when I took the bar exam. It helped me to tell myself that okay, if I don't pass in the first take, so I'll just take it on the second take and then become one of the top 10 bar top notchers. I felt very challenged, and at the same time, yeah, you challenge yourself. Depends upon you, but for you, you can also take that. Oh, I'm going to pass the next bar exam as a bar top notcher. It's going to at least keep you motivated when you study, like you study so hard because you want to be top notcher. At least if you aim for that goal, at least you won't fail because you will pass. You won't be a top notcher, at least you will pass. Also, There are times when you, of course, people will ask you if how many times, like when I was a reviewee in Sambeda, on my second take, some will ask you how many times you have took the bar exam. So there are first takers. It will not sit well with them, but you just ignore them and just do your thing and just think again of the future that you will have after you pass the bar exam. I think it will also help you cope up with the stigma and the stress and the sadness from failing the bar exam from your first take.
What do you think is the reason why you failed the bar exam? I think this is probably the most important, knowing the reasons why you failed the bar exam, because this is more about reassessment. So you have to identify why you failed the bar exam, because obviously, if you did the right thing on your first exam, then you would pass. So obviously, there are factors and there are actually reasons why you failed the bar exam.
Yes.
So what do you think is the reason why you failed the bar exam?
I can really point out three things that I, on my time, failed the bar exam. Before I graduated from law school, I really thought that the bar exam was really very hard and was very far stretched away from me. I feel that I will fail even though I have not taken the bar exam yet. So I think it was also one thing. My mindset was not really positive. So first, you must acknowledge what the wrongdoings that you think that have let you fail, and then put a positive mindset, because it's very negative thinking will never get you somewhere. Second, I was really pressured because I was a single mother, so I think that I have to do my best, better, and whatever. So when I really want to do my best, but felt pressure also because I took the bar exam together with my brother, but it's just secondary to my first one about failing the bar exam, even if I haven't taken it. And third, my study habits. It's really one. I think it's the most important wrong thing that you have done. Why you failed the bar exam is because you don't have a good study habit. So for me, during that time I really do not take a break, and I study long straight hours of studying. But I think it did not do me good, and pressure, the mindset, and the study habits were all wrong. And also the way I answered on the mock course, I think that, oh, I know already those topics.
So you mentioned that you studied for long hours. So it really debunked the rumors about retakers that they actually understudied or they haven't studied enough. So technically you studied too hard on your exam and you still failed. So I think there is really a difference on how people perceive retakers, and what can you say about that?
For those who do not know, there are also retakers who studied too much, and that not all retakers did not study well. So you should be kind to them if you know a person who failed the bar exam, because taking the bar exam is never easy.
Yes, if you actually studied too hard most every exam and you still fail, so I think you probably is studying too much. So I think you should also try to adjust your studying, because bar review is not about studying too much also.